Good luck to both teams, and let's have a great game. Welcome into the girls 4A lacrosse state championship. A pair of region champions going toe-to-toe, trying to capture the state trophy. Welcome into Zions Bank Stadium. My name is Dane Stewart. Pleased to be joined by Kenzie Christiansen. Kenzie, two teams have not played this year. Both went undefeated in region play. Bear River 18-0 on the year, the number one seed, and Juan Diego 14-4 overall. They had a tough schedule. Those four losses coming in a lot of non-conference games. This should be an absolute fantastic 4A final.
Oh, I am so excited to watch these two play. I think they just come from two different aspects of lacrosse, and it'll be so fun to see how these two teams are going to be competing against each other today. The question was asked to me several times, what way do I think it's going to swing? And honestly, I have no idea. These are both very, very talented teams with different types of skill set, so I'll be excited to see who's going to shine. Both these teams have goalies that have had phenomenal years. We'll get into that. Two big-time offenses. They can both score at an explosive pace. As Juan Diego here in the navy, Bear River in the white. And the Bears trying to capture a perfect season. And we are underway here from Zions Bank Stadium. As this possession is controlled there by the Bears. I want to let you know the clock you see on your screen is unofficial. We'll do our best to keep that synchronized with the official clock here on the scoreboard in the stadium. As Juan Diego picking it up. We talked about the starting keeps today for Bear River. As boy, here comes Juan Diego working right in front. And the first goal of the game coming to the Soaring Eagle. It's 1-0. Boy, great find ahead for Julie Hawley, number 16 on the year. How about that? Boy, Holly gets behind that defense, Kenzie, and next thing you know, back of the net, good start. That was a great look by her teammate. She had a far open lane down the left lane there, right behind the defense. Defense gave her ponytail. She darted in with that ball and got a clean shot.
We were just getting ready to talk about the goalies, and Haley Larson, the senior for Bear River, has a .608 save percentage on the year, so she does not concede many, but look, when you're one-on-one, no defensive help, tough shot to stop.
Yeah, I mean, the best you can do is mark up, body, stick to stick, and just trace that ball as best you can and read the ball and not the player's eyes.
Here comes Bear River. We're playing red lines today, just for your reference, as this ball rolling through and will roll out. And starting keep today for Juan Diego will be number 40, Emily Etchert, another senior. A pair of experienced goalies today for each of these sides. Is that one given away, captured here by Kierstead. Talk about these two teams, and in this 4A tournament, Bear River did not play first round game or quarterfinal. And it ended up 16-2 over Skyview. That's the only playoff game for Bear River.
Yeah, I mean, as some would say, that was a great warm-up for them to be able to get them to where they are now, playing such a strong team like Juan Diego. So far we've seen, just a little bit of different dynamics at play. Like a lot of the Juan Diego players have really finesse skills where, great turnover. But where Bear River has just been very fast and strong with their defense.
Contact there. There's the whistle. As we talk about the playoff run for Juan Diego, faced off against Green Canyon, 16-2, the victory in the quarters, and then taking care of Waterford 24-9. I thought that game might be a little more competitive than it was, working right in front, and another goal. Good answer there for Bear River as the Bears get on the board. Is that Lorimer? 33 with the goal?
They hugged her so fast, I was trying to see her number. I wasn't quite sure who it was.
I think it is. We'll credit Bentley Lorimer, junior, scoring here her 39th of the year. Back to the draw. This has been a great strength for Mickelson for Bear River this year.
Nice pickup.
Bear River capturing it.
Juan Diego slid up fast. You know, the attacking end is going to help in the midfield with that defense.
There's LaCroix. Boy, a lot of space here for Jenna.
Nice look.
Goes to the wing, right in front. Good passing play and the goal.
Nice shot by Marley.
How about the ball movement there, Kenzie?
That was beautiful. Well, I thought she was going to try and take it one-on-one, but she kept her head up, looked over to Marley, and was able to get a good shot off for Marley. Great assist to a great goal.
We talk about both these teams have offenses. Marley Kierstead, definition of offense. Her 85th goal on the year coming right there to make it 2-1.
Yeah, no, she's a phenomenal player. I think that's one that I mean Juan Diego needs to realize she's a great player. They need to probably face guard her a little more intently because she's going to sneak by those backsides and get those goals just like she did there.
Jenna LaCroix, who started that, right, picking up possession off the draw, she's got 50 goals on the year, so it's been a fantastic duo. We talk about goal scoring for Juan Diego. Olivia Prosper, the freshman, 68 goals. What a year for her. Start off her varsity career, and then Nola Christensen, the senior, with 44 to lead Juan Diego. Another possession here off the draw.
Nice check. That was Nola Christensen with that back check. She traced the ball, got one step behind defense, which no defender really wants, but she was able to get a good check off.
Gave this up on the procedure. Did they not delay enough, Kenzie?
I'm not honestly quite sure why it was back over to Bear River. And I think that's Shelby Wilkinson.
Yes, it
is. Or
Sydney.
They're sisters, I'm sorry.
I just saw Wilkinson.
Yep, we got sisters on the field, 12 and 9.
Checked away there, good work. Oh boy, dangerous, right in front of the crease.
Good pickup.
Still trying to come around there. I think it was
shooting space, I think, is what the far ref called. She'll be going into the first inside. She's a right-handed player, good positioning to get into as long as she can get a fast shot or look over to an open teammate for an assist.
Coming in.
Close it out.
They're staying with it.
Shot,
and that did score. I thought it might have been just a touch wide, but it was not.
I think it hit inside pole and bounced over to that, goalie's far right side.
How about the start for Bear Rivers? Gracie Butler. Or no, sorry, was it? Yeah, it was Butler. With the goal. And after giving up the first on a fast break, 3 straight here for the Bears.
I mean, we're like 4 minutes into the game. There's 4 goals already on the board. 3 of them come from Bear River, only 1 from Juan Diego. We just got to be – Juan Diego's has had good ball control off the draw. They've won a few draws, but they've just been not able to handle it after they've got that capture off the draw.
We talked about how good Mickelson's been on the draw this year. That's been really kind of the difference here early.
Going to the Bears. So that could be what happened there was just Juan Diego went a little too early. Early entry, gave the ball to Bears. We had a fast runner here. Tucking it.
My goodness. Extra speed. That one kicked away. Bear River staying with it. Kenzie, that's the other thing. I mean, once they've had possession, they've been strong with it. They haven't really turned it over.
No, there hasn't been a lot of turnovers. They've been able to keep control, and they fight hard when that ball does hit the ground.
Showing some patience here, Lorimer. Now she gets it back. On your side with Sydney. Pulling that Juan Diego defense out. There's the cut.
Nice
right
cut.
In front. Ooh, just wide. You can kind of see that coming, Kenzie.
Yeah, you saw that coming. Something to bring attention to is it did possibly touch the Bear River player, but that does not mean it would go to Juan Diego. Bear River was still the closest to the end line, so she was able to be the one to pick it up.
Right, it's all about that's a shot, right? Not last touch. So
exactly. Well, even so, if you have to, as a ref, look at was it going to go out anyways if the player had touched it in any way? Was it still going to go out even if she didn't touch it? So that's what detects it as well.
I mean, I would guess you'd have to be pretty close to a possession type to overturn or that sort of a call, right?
So right now there's a false start inside the CSA. The ball is going to be turned over to Juan Diego.
Been a while since they've had possession. See what the Soaring Eagle can do. Bear River, the best defense has been their offense here in the early going.
I mean, she was able to keep control that whole time. She had a couple defenders on her that were strong.
Another break here for
Freshman.
the Soaring Eagle. When they get out in space, Kenzie, 2 for 2.
Yeah, you know, Bear River's been super strong on the attack side, but their defense is sucking too high. So with them falling so high, they aren't getting back fast enough to be able to get past some of these strong players, like number 2, Olivia. I mean, she's only a freshman, and she's fast. She's one of their top scorers for Juan Diego. She's one that you don't want to get past you. So Bear River's just got to look at that, adjust, seeing that the last couple goals were just them getting burned and, you know, making sure their body placement is in the right area.
Yeah, we talked about her. That's her 69th goal. I mean,
yeah,
as a freshman, you can see speed, nice finish. She's got a bright future.
She has an amazing future ahead of her. She's a very polite girl, very nice, and very coachable. Nice pickup by Nola.
Yeah, see if Juan Diego can go back-to-back here as they're trying to tie things up. Deal with the pressure here. Here's Hoffman. Looking in the middle for Nola. They had it knocked out.
Molly's going to be taking it.
Bear River.
I mean, something that's a good reputation that Bear River has is that they are fast.
Yeah.
Shooting space. They have fast stick skills. They have fast looks. They have fast feet. That's something that's definitely been on their side all season, is that everybody knows when you go against Bear River, you better be well conditioned.
Sydney again with the start. Coming in, the shot just wide of the post.
Picked up by Juan Diego.
Yeah, nice job there by Dawson. Soaring Eagle D.
The Wilkinson sisters are trying to slow her down. That's always smart. Just leave that back door open for, you know, your teammate. Get that pass back and flip the field, just like they did there.
Looking up for Prosper. Boy, in contact there. Bear River had it, trying to keep it here. Whistle.
In the sphere, going back to Bears.
JC Larkin there for Bear River. Larkin, a sophomore. She gets tripped up. Working up. Space here for Shelby. Shelby.
Finding the lane. Stopped by defense.
I was going to say, physicality there. Pretty easy call.
Yeah, I think it was a block is what they were getting the ref signed. So she'll be getting a second inside free position shot. She could be either running it in or ripping it. Knowing Shelby, she's most likely going to run it.
That looks to be the case. Shelby coming in, shot wide again. Well, they've been wide on a couple of those shots or attempts from 8 meters.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of emotion gets into a lot of these players. I mean, you see them the last handful of games. There's been so many wide shots. They get a little frantic, a little scared. They shoot before they're completely ready or have their stick in a good handling.
Well, some of it is, I mean, you're in a championship game, right? Like, it's
Nerves
now or never. So
exactly.
Juan Diego here trying to escape the zone. Some soaring birds in the background. I don't think they're eagles, but, you know, Juan Diego here working it up. This is Gracie. She pulls 5 Bear River defenders within proximity, and there's the whistle there. Quick to start. We've talked about that, Kenzie.
Gotta have fast feet. Gotta be fast.
Big fan of that.
Nola's having the ball, protecting it as far enough,
Ooh,
pulling out the
pressure.
ball.
Good defense. Nola looking in front. Time Rachel and Olivia just ran into each other, disrupted it. Bear River pushing ahead with Paulson. Brooke Had the step.
She would, switching into that offhand. It looks like her left hand's her offhand. She would have switched into that. She would have tripped the two defenders up and would have got past. But there was a call on the play, which she got the free position anyways.
Let's be straight away here for Olsen. Shot, bounce, save. Nice play made there by Emily. Boy, Bear River kind of reeled off 3 goals in quick fashion. And since Juan Diego's starting to find their defense here, Kenzie.
Yeah, they're starting to. Yeah, they definitely certainly are trying to find their defense. It's been strong. Every person on ball's been doing at least a double team. They've been riding all the way from the goalkeeper to the defending end. So that's defense has been something that's been decently strong for the Bears.
Here comes Holly. Yeah. Good block there.
I think it might have been a hold. Either way, she gets out up to the 12 with the defendant behind. Only the lane will be cleared for her.
Julie coming in. Oh, nice move. Save put on there by Bear River. They keep the advantage here, 3-2. Looking for the quick outlet.
Nice pick up by Shelby.
Boy, and she's got Sydney ahead of her.
Yeah, she got her sister just ahead. Nice pass.
Shot
wide
again.
I just saw some sisterly love right there. Shelby knocked her head back, like, oh, come on, sis, you didn't get that one. But like, that's what's so fun about having sisters on the team is just seeing their relationships and transitions and stuff like that. We'll see much more here today between the two of them.
I feel like we've seen more fast breaks today than we did in every semi we did.
Yeah.
In fact, all year, Kenzie.
Yeah, no, that's been very fast today.
Got a timeout taken here. We'll take it with them. You're watching the girls 4A lacrosse final only on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. Zions Bank Stadium, the girls 4A final. Bear River leading Juan Diego 3-2. We've had a great start here. Dean Stewart, Kenzie Christiansen with you. A whistle there. Juan Diego will start with it. Prosper. She's got a goal here in this first half. Hedinger there, drawing the whistle.
Had a nice look over to Nola, but didn't quite make that pass successful with Shelby interfering.
Good help there by Hoffman, able to keep it for the Soaring Eagle. And Kyra here will start with it. Bit of a wind here. In fact, getting gustier as the day goes on. Kind of away from the camera. Give you a feel for what the players are trying to deal with on the field. Hedinger. Coming over with Nola. Boy, aggressive closeout there defensively. Kept here by Juan Diego. Prosper looking.
Nola knocked it down.
Not a bad idea. It was just so well defended.
Oh, yeah, well, she was passing through 2 defenders. Nola did get that inside lane, but the pass wasn't going to be quite successful, as we saw there.
Another breakout. Wilkinson will finish.
Nice goal. We got an injured player, I think, midfield. Beautiful goal, though. She had an open lane, took her shot down low. Beautiful goal.
In fact, that was Savannah Pearson. She's back to her feet, but she's kind of holding her head. I don't know if she took something to the head as she was making that pass, potentially.
I think someone was in the attempt to check her. I could be wrong, but that's what I think I saw, is someone was in the attempts to check her and accidentally hit her in the head.
Another fast break here for Bear River, and Sydney's got to finally feel like that monkey off her back, right? She's had a couple of looks, has a wide that time finish, and
well, you could hear the crowd. They were just cheering her on. She had her lane. She took her time and got a good handling with her stick and got a good shot off.
So Savannah Pearson does come off. There doesn't appear to be any flag or penalty on the play, but she seemed to be okay. Take a minute here just to get her composure back, make certain she's okay. Those sticks are not as soft as they look. I don't know if you knew that.
You know, I've been hit once or twice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
They're no pillow, that's for sure.
No, they're not. Back on the draw here. Juan Diego starting to have a more challenging on the draw there. Early ones were just Bear River. Bear River just dominated them.
Yeah, no, I was so engaged with that little play there. Bear River was able to pick it up, but her momentum pushed her out, and she tried to toss it inbounds. But unfortunately, she still had a handling on it as she fell out of bounds. So it was a turnover to Juan Diego.
Here's Prosper, Olivia.
She's getting double teamed.
Yeah.
Looks like they're playing a little backer defense.
We just lost her footing and able to
Kept
regain.
Control.
Man.
One-handed ground ball, kept control, brought her back to her feet.
That's a freshman.
That's a freshman. She has so many years on her. False start, going to the Bears. Oh, I'm sorry. No, going to the Soaring Eagles.
That's the second call we've seen of that today. The other one was the other way.
Exactly. Like, they are not letting anything fly. If they see it, they're calling it.
And I don't remember if you and I talked about this or if this was a discussion in the boys' semis, but a lot of times you'll see semifinals a little loose, and then championships we really ratchet it down. And I think a couple, false starts there, maybe indicative of that. Hey, guys, championship, got to be clean.
Got to be clean. I mean, just aside of us, we have one of the head officials watching the officials down on the field, making sure, things go smoothly, things are getting called that need to be called, and, there's 3 officials on the field when there's typically only 2. So, I mean, they're going to stay tight. They want to keep these players safe as there's so much energy on the field, and I think they're doing a really good job today. Right now we're setting back up for another free position and pulling that defendant player behind. This
will be Hoffman. Give her the shot. Oh, that trickled through. Boy, it looked like Larson had tracked that, was maybe late to play on it, and it slid by her.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of a late reaction for her.
Kind of see stick on the head. She knows. I would love to have that one again.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I teach some of my goalies is put your hands above your head, get a clear airway, get a deep breath. Those situations are going to happen. You're going to get frustrated with yourself, frustrated with any situation. These are really high stakes, obviously. So just being able to put your hands above your head, take a deep breath, is just, something the goalies will need.
We got a lot of lacrosse left. We're 15 minutes in, 4-3. Kenzie, is this about the pace you thought you would see today?
Yeah, honestly, I did. I thought it was going to be well back and forth. I was unsure with who was going to be, going to be taking the win today. So seeing this back and forth with such strong teams, not a big surprise for me.
Captured by the Soaring Eagle. Led since it was 1-0.
Covered, yep.
Yeah. Bear River fans don't like that. The bench had a different perspective as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, so what they saw was, she did check her. She was going for a check, but since the Bear River's player's stick was not sideways, it was flat. She covered the ball while it was still on the ground in the player's stick. So that is a cover. Could have even been called a hold. But, I mean, the fans and the coach obviously saw the intention of wanting it to be a check. She just didn't have her stick the right direction.
See, that's why we bring on our professionals like Kenzie.
I mean, I do my best.
Juan Diego will start with it.
Nice push through.
When you saw Pearson come over again, just try to use that body to seal off that run in, right?
Yeah, and she actually did a hold with, not moving with the player. So she's going to begin the pre-possession shot with the being right-handed. The hanging hash was not too bad of a positioning for her. Also keeping her head up, looking at some of her teammates on the far side.
Here's Gracie. Coming in.
Nice
right
protect.
In front.
Nice.
Well, good job there by Larson. Hoffman will start with it again, this time from the 12. It's 12, right?
Yes. Yep. 12 and 8.
Hoffman, nice step, and saved. There's that second opportunity for Larson. Said she wanted it back. She got it, made the play.
Yeah, and she had a frustrating moment for herself. She took those deep breaths like we were talking about a moment before. And she's had 2 great saves and just keep running off the momentum,
Look at Bear River.
Nice check by Shelb.
Tried to kick that ahead. Boy, you come out. Kind of caught in between. Here's Wilkinson. Oh, good play.
Nice way to hug that pull for the goalie.
Well, you can see Emily kind of felt caught. Do I go? Do I not? And able to make the save.
Mm-hmm.
Still on it. Shelby. That is wide.
Back to her sister.
Oh, couldn't get it. Ooh. Is that one that's maybe could go either way, Kenzie? Not to throw an official out, but we were just talking about it a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
50-50?
Yeah, 50-50. We'll say that.
Bear River here will start with the far side, hanging hash.
Is that over with Wilkinson?
I think so. I think it's Sydney.
Sydney, yeah.
Nice save.
And the scrum came up by the Bears. Nice
Hoffman.
check away.
Yeah, trying to defend. Again, the swipe kept here by LaCroix. This is Wilkinson again, Sydney. As they move it around. Nicholson, and now with Shelby.
Settling the defense down a little bit.
We've seen them do this, right? You pull that defense out, you have the cutter. It worked early in this first half.
Yeah, just getting it settled, being having to have ball control. Marley's been cutting through a few times. Maybe she's just trying to get that defense caught off guard. But they're taking their time. They're 1 point ahead. They're not going to try and make any risky moves.
I want to remind you, we'll have the 5A and 6A final coming up for you tonight as well, right here at Zions Bank Stadium. 3 great games.
Charge through, going over to Soaring Eagles.
That was one where, Sydney's back is to the play. She's just trying to drive. I think the right call there.
Yep. She was pushing her way through.
Juan Diego trying to work
pass
through that Bear River D. I'll tell you, I've been impressed, having not seen Bear River this year, with how aggressive they've been defensively. I was not expecting that.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Working up. Just behind Nola.
But yeah, the Bear River, I've been told, this is my first time actually seeing them this year, but knowing some of the players, knowing the coaches, they've always been a very physically strong team, fast team. So to see them here having such strong defense, not a huge surprise to me. They've been playing wonderfully.
Here's Paulson. Boy, another one coming up high. And we're going to get a stoppage here.
Unfortunately, she did know that.
Yeah. Going to be tough to miss that one.
Stop.
Yeah, they were a little delayed stopping it there. They're going to... Yeah, that's what I had too. Hey, look at that. Look at that. On page. There we go. In play. Good to see that Paulson's okay. She's staying on here. Just had to get the goggles back in place. So man down here for Juan Diego.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of that open player and that open time.
On the drive. Oh, top shelf.
Oh, nice. I felt like that was such an awkward shot. You know, the goalie kind of was wiggling around trying to find the ball, but it found its place, and that was in the back of the net with a beautiful goal.
Well, and even the defense did a nice job riding. You know, I mean, that was a tough shot for LaCroix, and yet able to go top corner with it and finish. So, 5-3, good play. Number 51 for Jenna this season.
That's amazing. I mean, just a well-rounded team. Like so many players on this team have, you know, numerous goals. There's not just one outstanding player making all the goals. They know that if they pass it to a teammate, it's going to be taken care of all across the field.
Boy, and there's a lot of time on the clock there. You must have missed that one. 4:38 to go. Apologies there. 5-3, Bear River. The draw, another Bear win. Here's LaCroix, Jenna staying with it here. Paulson. Back with LaCroix. Can spread it out here. Wind kind of changing maybe to the backs here of Bear River. Kind of an angled gust. You kind of got to strike here while you're going with the wind. Huh, Kenzie?
Yeah, I mean, it could help out just a few miles per hour, you know. Give them a little extra edge on their shots.
Here's LaCroix. Back to X, here with Wilkinson, Sydney.
Looked up, little low for Marley.
Good idea, though, huh?
Yeah, that was beautiful. She might have got the backside of the defender.
Yeah.
Got that ponytail, cut through. They were able to see her, but just the pass was a little too low. You
slip your leading goal scorer right through the defense. No one tracking. It's fortunate.
Yeah, we got to keep our heads on the swivel. We got to keep that movement.
Here comes Juan Diego.
Pushing her to the sidelines.
Arsenault, the whistle there.
Push. They'll be going back over to Eagles.
Here's Holly. Julie. Boy, Noah was in front, but Bear River did a nice job to take that away. Prosper. You can see that wind.
Way to test it.
Back to even strength here, so 1 goal on the man up for Bear River. This one drifting, kept it in.
Nice. I mean, she was able to pull that ball back in, rolled around the defense where that defense was coming in hot. That was a good shining moment for Noah.
Gracie. It kind of rose up. Gracie through traffic, had it loose. And the whistle there, that will not count. So we approach 2 minutes to go here in our opening half. This will be Gracie again.
I mean, the seniors had a lot of moments tonight to get some good shots. A nice block by Larson.
Boy, shot it right to the goalie, and Haley stood her ground, makes a save.
I'm so happy to see, you know, more goalies pulling out to the side, because you never want to make those small mistakes of, you know, accidentally tipping your head of your stick too far back and dropping to your own goal. You know, I've seen that numerous times throughout my years of lacrosse, and to see a goalie pull to the side like that is just a very smart move.
Bears on the run.
That might just be going out the other side. Oh. Nice pickup.
Lorimer had it knocked away. There's the call. I was going to say, Westminster, I don't want to say juked players, but it was a different speed field. This is kind of back to the speed that I think high school's been used to this year.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I feel like, there's just a different type of team atmosphere between some of the teams, and I feel like these guys are very equally played players. Oh, nice save.
Yeah. Shot right at the feet of Etchert, able to save it.
So what I was saying a second ago was just that, both teams are very equally matched. They got the speed, they have the talent. This is just a really well-matched game for these two sets of teams.
Ground ball here taken by Bear River. Juan Diego has defense back as we're in our final minute. About 40 seconds to go. Our clock a little late here from the official game clock. 30 seconds left. Sent out.
I think they're just going to take care of the ball for the next 20 seconds. They're 2 points ahead. They don't want to make any risky moves and get any type of turnover.
I mean, this is shot in like the last 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Which we are approaching. 10 seconds
nice
to go.
Look for Marley.
In front and the
Very
goal.
Nice. I mean, that was so smart on Bear River. They got defense so settled. I think defense thought, we're in the last 20 seconds. They're going to hold it off. They're going to make sure no shots. Marley got that backside of that defendant's head, cut to the backside, was able to get a shot and a strong goal.
Well, here's the other thing. The scoreboard in the stadium is on the southeast end. It's to the back of Juan Diego. There's no way for them to know how much time is left. And if you aren't communicating to your defense, you don't know if there's 10 seconds or 40 seconds. You don't have the ability to look over. You lose your, the player you're guarding. And so it's a tough spot for Juan Diego to navigate, and they concede the goal. Late goal by Marley,
Nice
her second of the game.
Nice pickup by Olivia. Good snap.
Working up.
Oh, a goal from the restraining line. Meant to be a pass, bounced and went right over the goalie's shoulder. I mean, that's a hard moment for the Bears in the last few seconds, but, I don't think the Soaring Eagles could be more happy with that here out.
Prosper was looking to get it up to Hettinger for a last-second shot, and it took the high bounce. And look, in fairness to Larson, she's expecting the pass to be completed. She's not expecting that to come on frame, and it does. And halftime, 6-4, Bear River leading Juan Diego. You're watching the 4A Girls Final only on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. Zions Bank Stadium, the 4A final. Bear River leading Juan Diego 6-4 as we start the second half. Dane Stewart, Kenzie Christiansen with you. Kenzie, we thought this would be a great final. It has been that way. I mean, Juan Diego, fluke goal. I don't know how you want to describe it to end the first half. What does that do if you're Bear River on a half that had a 3-goal lead, feeling good, and then to see something like that go in? How do you reset?
I mean, I think I'm going to call that a soaring goal for the Soaring Eagles. I mean, that was an amazing goal. It's just a mindset, you can't get caught up on those bad moments. Something you got to always tell your teams and your players is that, you got to take a deep breath and utilize and excel at the good things. If you focus on those bad things, more bad things are to come. If you focus on, I had an awesome catch, that was a great goal, great transition. You have to think of every successful moment to have a successful game.
Bear River with the possession here. Now the scoreboard to their back, also into the wind, although it's calmed down. That 10 minutes really took a lot of the pressure out. Wind, pressure. Anyway, Bear River on it here, 2-goal lead as they'll swing this out with Paulson. Brooke working around right in front.
Nice to Marley. Nice
big
block.
save.
I was like, I think it was off her foot or just on the bottom of her shaft, or her bottom of her head.
And Bear River has taken a lot of those low shots today, and really, Emily's done a pretty good job. She's had several kick saves.
I mean, I wonder if she was a previous soccer player, because, yeah, a lot of these have been right by her feet.
Yeah. Opportunity here for Bear River. Bears looking for a lead, and
Nice
another save.
save.
Kept.
Wide.
Shot wide. I thought that was won by Juan Diego. So it was backed up.
It was backed up, but there was a foul on the play, so it's
Oh,
going to
okay.
go back to Bears.
All right.
I think it's going back to Mackenzie.
Yes, it is.
Michelson, yeah.
A sophomore.
Second inside.
Coming in. Bounce shot is high.
Got picked back up by the Bears. I mean, something we talked about last time is you've got to utilize that time, and that's exactly what she did. She walked onto the field. She was already looking for her pass. And that cutter was already moving. They need good moments like that to be successful, and they'll have a fantastic game.
And was wide open. Juan Diego
Wide
fortunate that did not end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, that one crease holder had two girls at that moment.
Bear River still on it. Strong start here to this second half for the Bears.
I mean, Marley's kind of running Olivia a little ragged over there inside the 8, just taking a jog around.
I would too, huh? Try to see if you can tire out the freshman. Of course, we talk about the youth there for Juan Diego. Marley, just a junior.
Phenomenal player.
Good help defense there. Coming over was Arsenault. Nice patience here by Bear River.
I mean, they did kind of a little bit of a draw and dump right there for the Bears. If they can keep doing things like that a little more successfully with having a leading pass versus the behind pass, you know, Soaring Eagles are doing double teams. You know, they are crashing in. So if we can get the ponytail of one of the defendants and have that second pass to the give and go ahead.
Back at X. Playing
Right to
up.
Marley.
Marley.
Left
And
hip.
the goal.
I think that's her third goal of the night.
It is. Love that pass from X.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a few of those right over to Marley. Marley's had that step ahead. There's been a lot of trust with her. She's even, like, got, you know, bent a little low to pick up that ball, captured it, carried herself forward, and got a really good shot off the goalie's left hip.
Pushing that lead back to 3 here for the Bears. 7-4. This Bear River team, they've been on been scoring a lot of goals as of late. Scored only 14 against Mountain Crest. That's the fewest goals they've scored since all the way back in week 3 against 6A Farmington. So it's an offense that's had a lot of goals, and really Juan Diego's done a pretty good job against it here in this championship. Soaring Eagle could they're needing to find their offense here, as they just haven't been able to get much sustained possession.
Yeah, they got to win these draws. The majority of them have been by Bears. Nice low shot, little bouncer, got him the backside of the goalie.
Back-to-back goals for Bear River. This one scored by Lorimer, and it's the largest lead of the game here for the Bears. You take a timeout here if you're Juan Diego, Kenzie?
I wouldn't necessarily take a timeout. I think it's right now about the players on the field. You know, the players on the sideline, they're seeing what's happening. You know, the players at the field got to figure out for themselves. You know, they got to play that individual game, but also play as a team. You know, there's been a lot of fouls, personal fouls happening. They just got to recapitalize on what things they've done well, how they can take that next step and move forward, and just kind of clear their mindset and really see that they have the opportunity to get some points on the board, and they have the time and space to do it.
I don't think Tribal West hooking us up with drinks here, keeping the throats nice and moist.
Yes, thank you, fish.
Yeah. Opportunity there, tried to hook that in front. Last touch by Juan Diego. Bear River back with it.
Long pass forward.
Coming ahead. Really solid run here by Butler.
Oh, nice
using
lane.
the screen.
Nice save.
Big save. Needed it. Cover?
Empty.
Oh,
It was an empty.
my bad.
It's okay. Same sign. Same sign.
Okay, all right. I was like, I swear that was the cover sign. So anyway,
Yeah.
well, we have an official joining us,
Yeah.
right? Break it all down.
I mean, if I get something wrong, I'm not an official. But if I get it right, yes, I'll claim the title. Nice pass over to Olivia.
Here's Prosper. 2 goals today.
She just has the footwork and stick work to keep a good handling.
Nice find over with Rachel and
Shooting space.
oh, there, yep.
Just a reminder, if anybody's a little bit new with lacrosse, shooting space is when a defender is more than a stick length in front of the attacker and between the girl and the goal.
Rachel coming in, bounce shot on the
Fire.
goal.
Nice little bounce shot.
Juan Diego keeping within 3 here. Eight 5, and boy, if you're Juan Diego, you're trailing, right? There is no 4-goal play, but it's good to capitalize when you have the opportunity like they just did.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great pass over to that far player. She was able to pull out just by a step and get a shooting space. You know, you got to capitalize on those moments, as we've talked about before. You have to take advantage of the time spent on the field, and you can't let up. You got to go 100% of the time here.
Back to the draw. It will be given to Bear River here.
Across the body, going back to Bears.
Bears on the run.
Left side to Mola.
Croy being pushed away there and called.
She called a hold, but I mean, there was a little bit of a horizontal there too. Just gotta bring that stick up, make sure you're moving with the attacker and not moving her or holding her in a single spot.
Shelby.
I have to laugh at Marley. She just keeps on going. Just back and forth and back and forth, just waiting for that ponytail to get that open lane.
The call there on Bear River. It'll go to Juan Diego here.
I think they called a charge. Or no, it was a push on, okay. It was a push on Bears to Juan Diego. Ball goes to Juan Diego. Perfect.
See, notice I didn't even try on that. I was like, I
was like, I saw the sign for push, and I'm like, what happened? And then I figured it out.
I've lost all confidence in my deciphering ability. So, Kenzie, you're going to have to help us out here.
I'll do my best.
Here comes Prosper.
Nice look.
Yeah, good handoff there with Gracie.
Good
Has
second
teammates
look.
right in front. Larson
double
trying to
team,
take away the
nice.
space, but it's a goal for Juan Diego. Back-to-back Soaring Eagle finishes.
I mean, that was such a soft shot, too. She got the defender's shoulder open between the two defenders. Their shoulders were open. She was just very soft and fluent, just got it right between them, got a good goal, controlled her stick, so it wasn't a dangerous shot. Good job. That was a good shot.
Both second-half goals for Juan Diego coming from the senior Rachel Strello. And keeping Juan Diego in this after they fell behind by 4. Our clock is just a little behind, so we're going to start it early. We'll try to make that up. There's 17-14 left on the clock. here in regulation.
Nice takeaway. I didn't even see that she caught the ball. That was good.
Just trying to stay on it there, but going to be called.
I think across the body is what the official closest to us is signed. Right up to the queen, Miss Marley.
Yeah, and she had lost that one. Good support there by Mackenzie coming in. Nicholson coming up with it.
Oh, we got an open player, number 40, just picked up.
Oh, Nicholson still on her feet. Works in front. Oh, it was saved initially.
It was saved, but goalie kept backing up, waiting to pick it up. But unfortunately, she was a little too far back. Walked past that line. Ball got in.
Boy, Mickelson, you love to see the aggressive nature there.
Yeah.
Recognizing the space going right to. And boy, Emily just felt like, I don't want to say off balance, but in the retreat just never quite got set and ends up losing one late.
What I kind of had watched there was that the attacker was driving in and that the goalie was tracing with her, but she had when the attacker drove in, she took a step back. When she took that step back, she gave her not enough space between the line and her. So with closing off that little gap between her and the line, when she took that next step back, the ball went in.
Bear River with the response, 9-6, 16 and a half to go here. Scoring picking up over these last couple minutes as season's coming to a close here for both teams this afternoon, and both will walk out with a trophy, albeit different numbers on each, and each looking for old number one as Mackenzie here securing it for the Bears. Coming up again, peeling around. Nicholson there, bring it out. Bear River here with a 3-goal lead. All the time in the world here.
They're definitely going to try and play smarter and not harder, even though they're a fast team. They're going to look for their opportunities to get a good goal, just like they have with Marley getting some really smooth cuts through. Taking her time, looking for that ponytail on the defender, and just, sinking it in. So, holding it back on X. There's not a lot of movement, though, so I don't know what she's kind of waiting for. Maybe. So, I'm not sure. We'll see.
Well, yeah. Coming around, Marley. Boy, that hit off the post. It was a good move.
Good move. Got that little, can't think of the word, face dodge.
I was going to say
the inside.
It wasn't the hesitation that we saw in one of our 5A semis.
Exactly.
We'll see if that will come into play in the 5A championship.
We'll have to see. Yeah.
We'll see.
I really love to see within this super settled to see more plays. They're dragging super far out, trying to probably get some one-on-one situations or a really good cut. But I think utilize this time to be able to. You're 3 points ahead. Start trying to play.
Mackenzie.
Oh, I think I know their tactic. They're trying to get Juan Diego to step up so they can burn that one player. Okay.
We just talked about it. Yep.
Yeah.
We've seen Mackenzie show her speed. Here's LaCroix through one. Boy, they got Marley.
Horizontal. I think she's getting center hash. Yeah, center hash. Well, not center hash, but she is going center on the 12.
Here is Marley.
Nice roll.
Defense collapsing down. Right in front, Marley saved. Nice job there by Emily.
Yeah, really well done. Gonna go to the Eagles. I believe his horizontal is what he just signed.
Yeah. How about Bear River here? I mean, they're bringing pressure. It's a 3-goal lead, and
they're not going to let up.
They're not going to concede anything. Yeah.
They want a 4-goal lead, 5-goal lead. They want to have an impressive and intense game. I mean, even watching, the coaches on the sideline, which is a handful of the players' parents. Those are some dads on the sideline as their coaches. They are they're pacing up and down. They're watching the plays. They're instructing the whole way. Nice pickup. There's a little bit of a push going over to Bear River.
Talk about the challenging schedule of Juan Diego. I mean, it's not like Bear River played a bunch of easy teams either.
No.
Farmington, AF. I mean, those are.
This is some decently hard teams.
Bingham.
Yeah.
I mean, you're playing 6As, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have certainly challenged themselves and have met the test every game this season. Bear River, LaCroix. Boy, check coming in on the head there, and we're going to get another yellow. No yellow here.
I think it was in the sphere. The refs are talking because a couple things could happen here. I don't have the angle of the refs, but what could have happened is it could have been in the sphere, and the attacker could have hit her own head into that player's stick because the player did have the stick in the sphere. That was a foul. It was called, but it doesn't mean that defender brought her stick to hitting the attacker. If that makes a little more clear sense.
Well, we do have a player here that appears to be in the box, and now they're actually Gracie
injured.
coming off. Yeah, she's hurt.
Yeah, so Nola's going to be taking her place.
She's been wearing a knee brace, and boy, looks like she's going to go right back to the locker room. Hate to see that.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Nola's a strong player, though, so she'll, at least she'll be taking care of that position for her.
They did stop the clock, albeit late. There's 11:13 left here. Let's let things catch up once they get it moving. This will be LaCroix to start with it. Coming in. LaCroix the goal.
I mean, that was so smart on the shooter. She kept running to the goalie's left side, but the attacker's right side, drove her over, and then shot right up on that top right shoulder. So that was smart. Move the goalie, get a higher percentage of goal.
10-8, the advantage now for Bear River. Back to the draw here.
Going to be going to the Bears for an empty. I think, yeah, an empty.
LaCroix starting with it. Captured by the Bears.
Marley's has her hand up in the sky signing. I think the letter 2, number 2. Oh my. No, number 2. I think she was trying to say some type of play.
Screen there.
Nice. Inside. Being
Shelby.
smart. Shelby pulled it out. And she kept a strong, tight cradle so that it wasn't checkable. She kept it in front of her face, but not close enough to be an illegal cradle, but, close enough so that she was not able to get checked.
A whistle there.
Yep, track across the body. Going to be going, I think, outside the 12, yeah.
Bear River was upset in the A division last year in the first round, losing to Waterford. Mm-hmm. It's one of the things where, I like the A, B, C division thing. I think early on for sport, I like that, but I also understand. Last year you had, 3 champions ending up out of Region 4 or something like that, or all 6A. And so I understand, getting back to classifications and letting Bear River play against similar-sized schools and an opportunity here at a championship here in 22 and 9 minutes away from one.
Best against best right here with Olivia, and Marley just passed her up.
Yeah, Marley had the step there.
It's super different than when, I played yellow card. I think it was a check to the head. Oh, green card. Failure to move away. So, yeah, delay a game, failure to move away is what she was saying. So that means the whistle was blown. She didn't move. She kept with it. So first is a green, second is green, yellow, third is a yellow.
Marley starting with it here for the Bears. This is probably the most spread out we've seen Bear River.
Olympus not Olympus, I'm sorry. Juan Diego is stepping up to be able to close off, that gap between, the 12 and how far out the attacker's going.
Well, you really don't have a lot of other options right now, right? Trailing by 4, 8 minutes to go. They do generate possession.
That's kind of why I said Olympus a second ago, is because it made me think of Olympus, where Olympus pulled so far out. Brighton was trying to figure out, do I go out, do I stay in? And Juan Diego as a team decided to pull out, let's tighten up, and let's go. Nola has a good far lane.
Numbers for Juan Diego.
Ball dropped.
Talk about taking advantage of opportunities when you have them, and they don't get a look. They had, 4-on-3 there.
Yeah. And
now Bear River pushing it up the field. Here comes Paulson. Yeah, we'll see. That 5A championship should be interesting. Olympus Park City, they met in the regular season. It should be a good one.
It should be really good. I'm seriously so excited for that game. Everybody can laugh at me for that. I don't care. I'm so excited.
We got 3 good ones, and then Skyridge, Mountain Ridge, the nightcap tonight. Mountain Ridge will make the, 1,000-foot drive over from their campus. It's right down the street.
I wonder if they're there warming up now.
You might walk.
Yeah.
Your Mountain Ridge is the whistle there.
We all know the gas prices. Might as well
take
advantage of the walk.
And get some exercise while you're at it.
Yep, there's your warm up.
This will be LaCroix to start with it here for Bear River.
It's only clearing the lane. Good look back to Marley, playing it safe.
LaCroix had that angle all the way in front. Oh, and she scores it. One that I think got deflected because it just didn't feel like it had the juice it came out of the pocket with. And takes a late twist or turn and finds the net.
The way how I saw it was just she was going to shoot. It got deflected by the defender. The goalie was trying to pick it up. Lost a little bit of the handling on that, and it just kind of swayed in.
11-6 Bear River, and Juan Diego calling for the timeout. Timeout in the 4A final. The Bears can smell a state championship. They've got to close out in the final 6:24. We'll see if they can do it after this. Welcome back, Zions Bank Stadium. You know, we wondered, Kenzie was 6-4 at the half. Remember Juan Diego had that late goal that, you know, fortunate, making a 2-goal difference. Would that disrupt Bear River? And it certainly hasn't. The Bears have continued with the intensity offensively, defensively, and I mean, by all accounts, look like a team very well positioned to capture a state championship.
Well, yeah, they're coming back in with energy, and like they know that Juan Diego, I don't know why I keep on calling him this, but Juan Diego is coming in with such fire and drive. They want to do well. Nola just got a yellow card.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure why. I know she did check a player.
I didn't quite see it.
I know she checked that girl, but I don't know how or why the yellow card came about. Maybe it was misconduct? Maybe you had too much aggression behind it? Not sure, but yellow card there. That means Bear River's up for 2 minutes.
The PA said misconduct. So
perfect. Okay. I mean, not perfect. At least we now know.
Yeah. That's Kenzie Christiansen advocating for misconduct, apparently.
Oh.
Just kidding. LaCroix, that step again, the shot, the goal.
Very beautiful.
Jenna LaCroix, again, her 4th of the game.
She's taking such beautiful shots and opportunities. And even if she doesn't have the wide opportunities, she is making the opportunities for herself. Well-played game for her.
Yeah, we talk about, you know, Marley just a junior, LaCroix just a junior as well. Lorimer with a pair of goals, she's a junior.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young offense here for Bear River, and it's been flexing its muscle really all game for the Bears.
Yeah, we only have like a handful of seniors out there, like Paulson and Wilkinson. Those are both seniors that we said their names a few times.
Larson, the keeper, is a senior.
Yep.
But, you know, I mean, Mackenzie, who's done a lot of their draws today, she's a sophomore.
Young team.
Young core. Chance from
nice pickup.
Bear River. We even got a little student section making the trip down here to Harriman.
They sure are. I mean, it's about an hour and a half drive down here, and they weren't caring. They're here, they're supporting, and, you know, I think that's the boys' team's far over.
That's what I was thinking. Middle of the day, middle of the week, man, that's dedication. Love it.
Yes, love that. Love that team pride. Play it smart. Good. Juan Diego's got to step up and close those gaps between how much space they have with all these passers.
And again, look at how much space is there even. Butler.
You know, got Olivia down on the ground, got tripped over her own feet.
Sealed off there. As Marley will bring it back out. It has been a 6-2 second half for the Bears. Shelby back with Marley. Just trying to wear away at the stamina of Annette Rodriguez. She's the Juan Diego player.
Pouncing back and forth.
In between here.
Yeah, she was doing a little face guarding. Looks like her teammates are going to move up to help her out. Leaving Marley open. Looks like they're shifting over to cover her.
That man down situation for Juan Diego now resolved. Back to even strength here as Soaring Eagle will have it. Not quite certain what that was.
She just picked up. Oh, I thought that was trickling in. She just picked up the wrong ball. She just had to pick a ball up out of where it came out.
Okay. Juan Diego, 3.5 to go, needing a lot of offense. This ball bouncing ahead. And the box out there of Larkin. Whistled.
What's the ball at now? Oh. Okay.
Sims will start with it.
horizontal.
3 minutes left here in regulation. Sam's trying to work through the defense.
Nice little check. She had her stick low, hanging out, getting ready for a shot, but just hung it for a little too long.
Come from Macy.
Ball going to Marley.
Nola
picked it up.
Yep.
Nice
Over
goal
with
over.
Prosper. Olivia, 2 goals in the first half, has not scored in the second half. Trying to change that, Olivia. Whistle
Shooting
there.
space.
Yep. Yeah, how about this? The only player still to score for Juan Diego in the second half is Estrello. That's the 2 goals. Olivia running in, shot, and the goal. Olivia Prosper scoring her 3rd of the game, and she hit the turf hard. Tries to bounce back up here for Juan Diego.
Well, looks like one of the refs is digging for a card.
I was wondering if there was a high check there as she let that shot go.
Yep.
So Bear River essentially man down for the rest of the game. There's 2:05 left on the clock. This is going to be 2 minutes. Can you reel off 5 goals being man up? I mean,
I guess we'll have to see. I mean, it's kind of, not likely, but you just never know. You never know. If you can win the draw, get a fast pass, get it in the back of the net, how many goals you can make in 2 minutes.
and we have a timeout. Appears to be the case. Players walking the sidelines. Timeout. You're watching the 4A.
I don't think it's a time. Yep.
Timeout. We'll step aside. Be back after this. Welcome back. 2:05 to go here. 12-7 Bear River. Juan Diego will have man up for the next 2 minutes.
Man up and gets the draw.
Yeah. So we'll see. Stranger things have happened, but it's not going to be easy.
They got to use
Soaring
speed.
Eagle. Rachel trying to work in front. Oh, they got Larson out, but that was deflected, and Bear River has it. A good opportunity there for Hettinger. In play quickly, and that was not shot cleanly by Sims. It might have been deflected. Well, a couple opportunities, they've pulled Larson away from the net and haven't been able to finish.
Yeah, like she's been stepping out. She's been stepping out as, like, you know, some teams would call the eighth defender, stepping up, help covering, and closing that gap between, you know, her and the attacker, getting some good saves, getting blocks right off the top of the crease or goalie circle.
Bear River coming ahead. They're short-handed. And the Bears going to fend off the Soaring Eagles. This ball bouncing high and out. Juan Diego will have the possession as we approach the final minute of regulation. What an effort. Talk about just giving up, well, now 3 goals in the second half. But was an impressive defensive effort by Bear River. The entirety, the offense, consistent in each half. As Nola here trying to race up with Juan Diego.
She's looking for a pass, but I think she just might be taking it herself. Nope, good
4
pass.
on 3 in front. The shot in the goal. Love the vision there by Nola. Makes it 12-8.
Yeah, I mean, assisted just by Nola there. Fun fact about her is she'll be going to Utah Valley and playing lacrosse for them this fall. Amazing defender. I've seen her across the field today. Defense, offense, attack, midfield, you know, defense and offense, attack and offense are the same thing. Anywho, she's been all across the field in all positions, playing very hard and aggressive lacrosse. So they got a good player coming to them at Utah Valley.
Off the draw. The Bears have it. 20 seconds left.
They got a Wilkinson down period cherry picking in the 8th.
This is all about just salting clock away. Final seconds. Oh, they stopped it there. No, they did not. Final seconds in Bear River. Perfection accomplished. 19-0. They are your 4A state champions.
What a celebration out on the field.
You see the hugs, you see the jubilation. What a year for the Bears. Region 11 champs and your 4A champs. Kenzie, your final thoughts of this championship game and a player of the game.
I think this is such a well-played game. There was beautiful moments across the field on both players' ends. Yeah, I think, you know, Marley played an amazing game. I think Marley had some great cuts, shots, really clean, you know, stayed strong throughout with defense, always was open on attack, took her drive and trusted her teammates. So Marley would be my MVP for Bear River. Amazingly played game. I'm excited to see, you know, how next year will go for her senior year.
We talked about the players coming back for each of these sides. For seniors, it's hard to have it end, right? Hard to have it end in a state championship, win or lose. Certainly feels better as a win, but great year for Juan Diego. I know this game did not go the way they would have liked. Just not enough offense, in particular that second half, as the Bears really clamped down defensively, and some key saves put on by Larson early to help set the tone. You talk about Marley, she was great. Jenna LaCroix with 3 goals in the second half, as Bear River 12-8 gets the win over Juan Diego, and they go undefeated. A lot of talent coming back. We'll see if they can make it 2 in a row, but we'll have to wait a year for that. It was a year for the Bears. They are your 2022 4A state champions. For Tino Psyche, Kenzie Christiansen, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us. I want to remind you we've got 5A and 6A finals coming up for you later, right here on KSLSports.com.